On the way to the cafeteria, there was a pool with 2 bundles of floating logs. To get a meal, one had to cross by stepping on them. Seeing his senior brothers effortlessly make their way across, the young monk decided to give it a try. He jumped onto the logs, but in the next moment, he fell straight into the water. What seemed simple was actually quite difficult. After climbing out, the young monk tried to enter the cafeteria, but his senior brother stopped him at the door. The cafeteria rules stated that anyone with disheveled clothing couldn't enter, so the young monk had to hang his wet clothes on the wall to dry. Once they were dry, he quickly put them on and rushed inside, but he was too late. The porridge in the bucket had already been completely devoured by his senior brothers. Desperate, he ran to the neighboring cafeteria where the masters ate and found there was still plenty of food left. Just as he was about to serve himself, a master slapped the bowl of porridge out of his hands and into his own. The master then took the young monk back to the pool, made him stand on the floating logs, and threw his bowl to him, instructing him to eat while balancing on the logs. The young monk wobbled uncontrollably, and before long, he spilled all the porridge and fell into the water along with the bowl. The master taught him to control his speed and strength and then punished him by making him wash all the dishes and utensils in the cafeteria. The next day, the young monk tried to climb over the wall to avoid the pool, but the master caught him and immediately pushed him into the water. The senior brothers laughed at him, so he decided to practice balancing secretly at night after everyone had fallen asleep. He took 2 wooden buckets and practiced tirelessly, refusing to give up even after countless falls. After many failures, he finally managed to stand steadily on the buckets. He then went to the pool, and just as everyone expected him to fall, he gracefully jumped onto the floating logs, stood on one leg, and even performed a difficult mid-air leg switch before landing safely on the other side. His senior brothers were amazed at his progress, and even the master showed a satisfied expression. However, the challenge soon became more difficult. As his senior brothers fell into the water one after another, the young monk thought he could do it, but the next moment, he too fell into the pool. They practiced from morning until night, but no one could succeed. Then the master walked over, took a plate, and threw it across the water. The plate skipped over the surface and landed on the opposite shore. The young monk immediately realized he needed to use the buoyancy of the water. That night, he returned to the pool and practiced relentlessly. He fell in, climbed out, fell in again, and repeated this countless times until he finally succeeded once more.